Yes. Hello, hello, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hop on in. Stephanie Zima here, My Way of Life Coaching. If you are an online entrepreneur, you do not want to miss this content because I am going over what it's like to take action without taking force. So many of us are in an online entrepreneur situation, whether or not you're a realtor or an insurance agent or network marketer, a social seller, anyone who builds anything and sells anything online. And often we don't have necessarily the personality for it. We are not necessarily the ones that are actually signed up for the sales job. We just kind of slid in because somebody asked us to take a look, or we may have thought and fell in love with the time freedom, for example, the location freedom, the idea of residual income, the idea of being financially free, the idea of doing all the things that we want to do and escape the 9 to 5 job. But the reality kicks in, and at some point, we may not be able to actually do it. So if you've been tuning in to me this week, I usually, the way how I usually do my content is, or my program is that I have this mentorship group that I teach something every week, and then I have a 5-day implementation challenge that helps break down that big topic into smaller pieces. And I decided, like, why not share that implementation challenge as little mini lessons for you guys? Because, here's the thing. It's really my mission to help online entrepreneurs to succeed. I want you to win. I don't want the 80% of network marketers or online entrepreneurs to fail and not be successful. I want you to win. And what I have struggled with for so many years, I don't want you to struggle with. I want you to hear it, learn it, feel it, and actually take it and be better for yourself, right? Because there's many situations that families, mothers, we need options, we need money, we have kids, we want to do better for them, we want to get out of situations, out of toxic situations possibly. We have various reasons as to why we're doing the things we're doing, and being successful in an online business is actually a means to an end, or an end to a means, right? Or however you say that. So I want to help you. I want to help you get this taken care of. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the taking action without force, right? So sales doesn't fail because of strategy. Sometimes we think, there's no strategy. I don't really know what to do. But it really is not missing strategy that fails. It's because you're dysregulated. And that is something we don't usually think about. We don't think dysregulation, because when you're in survival mode, you are doing life according to your identity, according to how you believe life should be happening. But when you've seen other people live a life, you never really, like your parents, for example, you never really think, was that survival mode that they were living at? Is that how I want to live? You usually don't take these things and move that, right? So what we want to do here, we want to first become aware. That's always the number one step. You have to become aware before you change anything. So you need to learn and figure out, where am I dysregulated? What is really going on? Ask yourself before any action, before posting, before sending messages out, before talking to people, ask yourself, how do I feel right now? What is going on? What is going on in my body? Am I feeling nervous? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling brain foggy, right? What am I feeling like? And if you feel like you're overthinking, you need to regulate. If you feel like you're avoiding something, you need to regulate. If you feel like you're forcing something, you need to regulate, okay? And how do we regulate? What is it that we need to do? We need to take a deep breath in, hold it for 3, out for 6. Okay? In, hold for 3, out for 6. Okay? And I myself, like when you practice this, I can feel how my entire body is starting to calm down. I can feel how I'm starting to get through. When I first started with this, and I want to share this with you because I don't want you to think that this is a practice that you just breathe a little bit and then it's just going to be gone away, right? When you are hit with a lot of different things, your body is sometimes so wound up and so tight that it's going to take multiple different times. And if you can learn to accept and love your way through these moments, through these situations, if you can accept it, like for example, I look like a mess today. You know why? Because I cried a lot today. I'm going to just be honest with you. I cried a lot today. Okay? My divorce was coming to an end, right? We are getting closer, and it's like it comes with grief, and it's messy, and it's like, fears. Can I really do it myself? I've done it myself, but can I really do it myself? Like there's just a lot of stuff that can also happen. Then I had conversations with people with like really deep things. I have to process this, because I am an empath. I take on everybody's emotions. I take my own emotions, my own fears, and every one of my clients' fears, my children's fears and feelings, all of that. And most of you take on these emotions from other people and you're just keeping them stuck. And when they're stuck, that's when you start. It's almost like when your brain fogs up, it's because you have too many tabs open. It's like a computer, it freezes up. When you reset and you regulate yourself, it's when you kind of like close, 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 and you start processing. You feel the feelings, your emotions, you are becoming aware of that, and you are going to, like when I cry, for example, I cry on purpose. Like literally, I'm not like I cry on purpose. Because it's a release. When you cry, you let things out, right? Sometimes you might have to scream. Sometimes you might have to just tab. Sometimes I tab myself, like just like that, so that I can start being in my body again. When I feel myself too much in my head because I get nervous or I get anxious or I get, think something, I start tapping myself and then I start getting back into my body. I take a deep breath and I take a breath out and I process that emotion, and that is how you regulate yourself, okay? But it always starts with number one, which is your awareness. You need to be aware that when you want to reach out to somebody, what is your way? See, my company is called Your Way of Life or My Way of Life, and I want you to find your way of life because I had to find my way of life. What is my way? I am a unique being. I am totally different than everyone else, and so are you. So if you try to just be everybody's cookie cutter, then you are not going to make it. You are not going to make it. You're just trying to force it. But if you can start learning how to embrace yourself, if you can start learning how to figure out who you are and what you want to do, and what your way of life is going to be, that's when you can walk it free. That's when you can actually make something happen. So, as an action step to finish this day off, this was day 4 of this challenge. Go ahead and make 5 conversations today, right? 1 piece of visible content and 1 invite of some sort. Maybe it's already too late. If it's too late for you today, do it tomorrow. But do this. 5 conversations, 1 piece of content, 1 invite, comment done over here. No rushing, no forcing, and no perfection. Just be you. Just be you. It's okay. Because perfect is already taken by AI, so let's just let's just be human because it's so much more fun. All right? All right. I'll love you all. I'll see you later, and let me know if you have any questions. Love to answer them.